Welcome back, guys, to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, where I've decided, if in doubt, just send Ike. Because we are now standing in front of Hamasa ready to defeat him, and to test this theory, Ike can probably stand up and fight all of these guys without going down. So if we keep our lines as they are, and look for Ike to kind of destroy one of the side ones or something like that, we might end up coming out of this quite nicely. So let's take down this bowman with Ike, or this bow horseman, with a longsword to do the extra damage, and a certain ability as well. Because this puts him out of the attack range of the boss, and makes it, well, if the boss moves or not. One of them's down, so we only have to take on two, and Ike levels up yet again. Go on, strength. Oh, he keeps getting strength now. Okay, strength of 19 with some extra res there. To be honest, he's pretty stronger than he was before, pretty much. Right, so Mia, you can get over there and create our line, of course. Our line is still strong, ready to keep on fighting on. Everyone is ready to kind of jump in there and do some stuff they need to. In the meantime, let's get Reese getting another level 8. After our chapter of diplomacy, we just look to finish it off, really. Nice heal onto Rolf will be fine, as everyone's just ready to rush. It's gonna happen, but first of all, Reese leveled up. Level 19 is yours, sir. Skill, speed, luck, and defense. 2 straight levels of defense in a row. I guess it's not exactly that bad to think about. We might not be gaining magic, but still, let the turn go. A boss that doesn't move, so we basically have our answer. We can now go in and destroy as we see fit. So, let's get sorting, well, the first one out of the two. Let's get Mia straight in to bash down a little bit more. There's a healer in the back rows. I think that was very sword masterish of you. Of course, we could have got Sophin to try and steal the heal or whatever it was, but we're fine, we're fine. Right. The other question is, can we steal off the boss? No. So we got our answer. That's all good. Right. Now it's time to get the finishers going. Right, so if Boyd comes over to here and attacks with Steel Axe, he does fair bit. Killer Axe might take it down. It's too bad we can't kind of like get this perfect here. An Iron Bow will do 12 damage. You're the one that I find most interesting to take down, so let's use our Paladin Lady first. An Iron Axe times 2. Chop you down a little bit more. That gives you a nice HP total for someone else to take out. If the boss isn't going to move, then once we've taken care of everyone else, we can just all charge in on the boss and make sure it's over and donezo. I wonder, can you like outspeed me or something like that? You do 14 damage to me. Can I possibly get a triangle attack going from here, or have I already messed up the positions? Do you know what? I think we probably could. Right, so if Boyd comes in and attacks that guy. Oh, wow, Boyd will be... Oh, this is the crit chance of the enemy that we got to watch out for here. Right, so Boyd can definitely go and do this. But we don't want to be within 2 squares of the boss with that kind of crit. Alright, so we get to see Boyd's Archer ability in action, which leaves just one guy left. Of course, Ike could start fighting him. I don't know what kind of crit chance you'd have against Ike. A lot lower, that's for sure. The Iron Sword would probably be a lot more accurate there. And of course, someone like Oscar would have another advantage, of course. Well, maybe not, actually, because the crit chance is really quite strong on you. Alright, so that's 10 damage there. What about someone like... Okay, well, the Sonic Sword does nothing versus the ranged spell of Soren here, so let's just nuke. My sword is lightning! Do you think you can follow its dance? As Sage Soren gets some strong attack damage down. Well, you may as well proc a double attack then with your ability skills. But when it does 0 to me, you know you're pretty much messed up. Now, will this work? Okay, that's way too far away. I can't get Soren in for an extra go. I don't know if he tried to charge at Soren and smack him in the face. Really then, we just need to take this guy down this turn. So that'd be 14 damage. And then someone else can probably finish it up quite nicely. A longbow strike there for 10 would be quite handy for me. Rolf's bow, though, with its accuracy, would probably finish the job nicely. Apart from that, we've always got Mist, who can come with the Mist Blade and do some. In fact, she's got some fairly nice... She doesn't take a lot of damage versus this guy, does she? Well, Ike, let's get you in first of all. You've got a crit chance against you, but I think you'll be fine. There's always a boss, especially when they got crit, that makes you worry. Your fighting style is unique. It is rough and awkward, yet terribly strong. Who was your teacher? My father. Really? Then we are the same. My father taught me to wield a sword as well. Neither of us can afford to lose. I don't think that's the reason I can't afford to lose. I will dodge everything you've got. Poor Iron Sword. It's the end of your days. Right, apart from that, let's get the final blow going in. To be honest, Marcia, if I were to javelin with you, would you be fine? 20 damage. You're telling me it's not equipped? For this long? Really? That explains a lot. Okay, well, all the same, we'll chant and we'll get this moving. That was quite weird. Like, accidentally unequip it or something? Oh well. Let's get in there this time, because now we can really get in there. Okay, let us... Yes, let's leave this for someone else. So, with that said, we get a javelin throw. Oh, boo-hoo. The range and accuracy is what's really messing with me here. The Iron Lance will kill him. The javelin won't. Oh, the javelin will as well. Oh, what? So Mist can't possibly get the finishing blow then. Look how close that is. Unless Rolf were to randomly just piddle a longbow over and actually hit. Or just crit Rolf. The shame. I don't think it was a shame kind of thing there, but still. Right, how long have I had that unequipped? This Rolf nearly levels. Well, finally Hamasa is defeated. After all that juggling around and making sure that we can do it without dying. We won, somehow. It's because you did an excellent job of driving off the ravens. Yeah, if we had continued to fight them, we would have suffered more casualties than this. It's more the point if we fought Naysala. I must extend thanks to Rayson. My Lord Ike, I'm pleased to see you well. You haven't been injured, have you? Princess Alincia, I'm fine. I'm unharmed. Oh, that's good. Ike, may I have a word? And if you don't mind, Princess Alincia, would you join us as well? Please join me in that building. What could it be? Let's go see. This is... holy... incredible, no? It's gold. All of it. Daein must be filthy rich. There's so much. It doesn't even seem real. What do we do with it? It's the spoils of war, so naturally it's ours. In that case, I'd like to borrow 50,000. Would that be alright? That's a lot of money. What are you planning on doing? It's a private matter. I apologize, Commander. You're not a child. There's no reason for me to pry. My Lord Ike, please use this gold for the mercenary company. Until now, I haven't had the resources to adequately pay them, so please. No, if I may borrow the 50,000, that will be more than... You won't borrow it, you'll accept it, and in good faith. The remainder we'll give to Soren for company maintenance. Would that be alright, Princess Alincia? Yes, of course. Wow, we made a lot of money off that mission then. General Patrine? Please, General, I'm just a messenger. However, I have to tell you. I already heard, you dunderhead. I hated those filthy crows right from the start. Even so, to be betrayed in such a fashion. Someone will pay for this. Oh, you certainly had your way with us, didn't you, King Kilvas? But if you want to make an enemy of Daein, then so be it. Once Gali has fallen, we'll turn our attention to your puny nation and wipe it off the face of the world. Why are you still there? Do you find me amusing? Shall I make my lance dance for you? No, ma'am. No, never. Not at all. I beg your pardon. So sorry. I'll be going now. Dog's breath. I need something. A brilliant plan. If this continues much longer, the king will have my head. You wanted to see me? You've waited a long time. Take this. It's the gold you were promised. Finally scraped it together, eh? I'll gladly accept it. Aren't you going to count it? There's no need. I'll trust you. Alright, and I'll take what was promised. The report you wrote for my father. There isn't one. What? There is no report. Never was. You lied to me? You exploited my need to know more about my father? There is something I must tell you. However, it could not be written down. It is too great of a secret for that. Your father told me to wait until I thought you were mature enough to hear it, and then to tell you myself. Mature? Then what was the 50,000 gold for? Ah, the gold. That was my idea. I thought it would be a good way to test how resourceful and responsible you were. Get started. I want to hear it all. I've spent a long time as Grill's hired shadow. A long time. I remained hidden from sight in case the day ever arrived that I needed to fulfill my contract. All that time for one job. What was it? If Grill were to ever go berserk, I was to stop him. I was to take his life. What? Actually, there was one other thing. If Grill were ever slain by his pursuers, I was to watch over his son and tell him Grill's secret at an appropriate time. That was my job. Berserk? What are you talking about? Why would you have to kill my father? Because of Leran's medallion. What medallion? What are you talking about? The medallion your sister carries. Huh? That old bronze thing? I thought it was just a keepsake of my mother's. Are you telling me that it's something more? Griel told me it was an object of great peril, but nothing more. I did some investigating on my own though. What I discovered surprised me. Tell me. Leran was one of the Heron clan, and an ancestor of our Prince Rayson, who carried with him a bronze medallion. Long, long ago, a band of heroes defeated an evil god and imprisoned it therein. An evil god? Do you think this is funny? You are joking, aren't you? Unfortunately, I'm not, and I've no idea how the cursed thing came to be in Grill's possession. That being said, I do know that the men who hunted your father were actually seeking the medallion. Why they wanted it, and what they planned to do with it. Just thinking about it gives me chills. I'm finding all of this a little hard to believe. You said the medallion was an object of great peril, didn't you? Then why would my father allow Miss to carry it around? That doesn't make any sense. It's because she can carry it safely. Actually, she's the only one who can. If you want proof, think back. Have you ever once touched it? No, I haven't. A long time ago, I remember reaching out for it while Mist had it in her hand. My father scolded me harshly. After that, I assumed it was my sister's alone, and I never reached for it again. Compared to other people, the balance within your sister is extremely strong. Your mother, it seems, was the same. That's why they could bear it safely. The medallion is like a strong poison. It takes the worst aspects of a person and magnifies them 1,000-fold. Griel touched it only once, and it drove him to complete madness. So that's what you meant when you said he went berserk. That's right. Volke and Laguz are made up of two forces, balance and chaos. In this, there is no difference between us. It is the proportion of balance to chaos that determines how much the medallion affects a person. In that sense, it predicts how much harm that person might do. Your father was one of the preeminent swordsmen of his generation. That day, after he touched the medallion, 20 soldiers had come for him, 20 highly trained killers. Your father barely broke a sweat cutting them down. Then he began attacking his neighbors, those who had taken him in, concealed his identity and called him friend. He slew them one by one, until your mother rushed in, thinking only to save her husband from himself. It was over in an instant. Your mother grabbed the medallion from his hand and stepped away from him. They say she smiled as he pulled his sword from her breast and forgave him as her life's blood spilled into the street. My father killed my mother? No, that can't be. It was the medallion. Its power is too great for any man, even one of your father's caliber. Me? You? If either of us touched it, I'm certain that we both would have been consumed by madness. When your father regained his senses, he tracked me down. It seems he'd heard rumors of me some time before. He said he had need of someone like me, close-mouthed, skilled, and most importantly, willing to do any sort of work. Of course, after hearing what he wanted me to do, I turned him down. Grill was once a famed general. He was Sir Gawain, one of Daein's 4 riders, and I recognized him at once. There was no chance someone like me would ever be able to stop him. But you took the job anyway. Why did you change your mind? Grill had lost his wife, and his grief was overpowering. To keep anything like that from happening again, he crippled himself. He slashed the tendons in his sword hand so he could not wield a sword again. I took the job only because he had become someone my skill could handle. And even then, he was still far stronger than most men. I don't know what to say. That is Grill's secret, as I know it. I now entrust to you the responsibility of seeing that the medallion does not fall into the wrong hands. Your sister must keep it. As my father lay dying, he told me to forget everything and live in peace. What did he mean? He didn't want you to lose yourself and go hunting for revenge, I suppose. He was killed much, much sooner than he ever expected to be. So my father's dying wish was for me to protect the medallion? If I can do that, everything will be alright? I believe so. At the very least, that must take precedent over everything else. I understand. Oh, one last thing. What is it? Do you want to hire me? In the event that you go berserk someday? If we make a deal now, you won't have to worry about it anymore. As for payment, I can take it out of the 50,000 you just gave me. What do you say? I will hire you, sir, for you have much information and much power behind you. Please. That's a wise decision, and in that case, I no longer need to conceal my true identity. Huh? True identity, my ass. It's just kind of like going, I'm pretending to be a lot weaker all this time. You mean life and death battles, you would have revealed yourself. I bet you look exactly the same, there's no difference. Okay, there's a fair bit of difference actually, to be honest. As Volke goes from thief to assassin, gaining quite a lot of stats. No luck gain, but some extra defense. The speed and strength and skill is very high though. I'm not really a thief, I'm an assassin. From now on, I'll take on any job you've got, no matter how dirty. Indeed, dirty be the word. Father, mother, oh why? And so ends another chapter. Join me next time for more Path of Radiance as we continue our march now that Volke has promoted and the Thala is no longer a thorn in our side. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.